Namaste, welcome to the Cloud Factory. My name is Sandy and today I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful neckline for kurtis, kameez or any top you want with fabric loops and fabric buttons that is not only simulated but you can also open it and close it. It's a very classy design. If you want to know how to make it, stay with me in this video and let me show you how. Subscribe to the channel and click on the bell button to receive a notification every time I upload a new video. Here I have my top pieces. I have one piece for the front and one piece for the back. I cut it with my basic patterns for dress. You can cut it in the way you usually do, or if you want these patterns, I'm going to give you the link in the description box below this video. I didn't give extra space here for stitches, no seam allowance in the necklines. Also in the back piece, I didn't got seam allowance here. I got it as in the pattern because I am going to make the design for my necklines now directly in the fabric. You can also mark the measurements directly in the fabric if you prefer. Pin the two layers together. And now here in the front, from the neck side, I am going to reduce my shoulder. This is depending on how you want for your neckline. This is up to you. I am going to reduce 1.5 inches. Mark it. And then here in the neckline depth, I am going to mark. Remember, this is like in my basic patterns, a close-fitted neckline, so I'm going to mark 2 inches more. This is also up to you. And I am going to trace a round shape for my neckline. You can make it a V-shape, a square, or whatever you want. Then cut it and leave 1 centimeter for seam allowance. At the end, without seam allowance, my shoulder is 3 if you want the reference. And my neckline is 6.5 inch, also without seam allowance. After the seam allowance of the neckline, take the measurement of the shoulder on the front and transfer the same measurement to the back shoulder. For me is 3.5 inch. Here I am going to mark 1 inch for the back neckline depth. Again, you can make any design you want. And I'm going to trace also a rounded shape. Cut after 1 centimeter for seam allowances. And for your reference, the shoulder is the same like in the front and my back depth is 5 inch. Without seam allowance. Now fold a piece of interface, adhesive interface, and matching the folded sides, put it under your front piece and mark the shape of the shoulder. Just copy the line, transfer it, and here we are going to keep 2 inch approximately, or half of the shoulder. Now I am going to transfer the neckline. Now take your fabric loops. If you want to know how to make it, check the description box below this video. You have the video tutorial for that there. Put it here on the side after the seam allowance and mark the length of the loops line, adding 1 centimeter in both in the interface and in the fabric. After that point, in the bottom, only in the interface, mark 2.5 inch more. Like this, here I mark it, and there trace a line 2.5 inches long. Now join those 2 points, the shoulder and the bottom point, with a curved line. If you don't have this curved roller, you can also trace it as a straight line. Now cut the interface piece And there you have it. For the back neckline we are going to do the same. Put the interface under the piece, mark the shoulder and the half point of it, transfer the neckline exactly in the same shape, and here I'm going to mark 2 inches only in the interface and close it with a line, join with the shoulder point and cut it. Now we are going to attach the interface to the fabric. It's better and easier if you attach the interface first and then cut the fabric. When you are attaching your adhesive interface, check which type of interface you are using. In this case, I am using this interface with glue only in one side. If your interface has glue in both sides, you can't press it from the side of the interface, so press it from the side of the fabric. Once it's attached, cut it. And then in the mark we made of the length of our loops line, I am going to open my front piece and I am going to cut that line. I press it before to mark the line. Like this. Then fold your interfaced piece by the central line and do the same. Cut the slit, reaching the point we marked before for the length of our loops. Now you will have this. You have to put your interface here, facing the right side of the interface, right side of the fabric, and we are going to stitch these 2 sides and also this side with this one. For that, I am going to mark the lines where I'm going to stitch. I'm marking only 5 millimeters after the border, and at the end mark a tip like this, finishing in a tip. Now open it, and in this side I am going to overlap on the fabric of my top my loops. I am going to overlap the interface of the loops only 2 millimeters. This is so important. Only 2 millimeters after the border of the slit on my top. Then I am going to give a simple stitch with another color of thread. This is a basting stitch, so you can remove it easily later. We do this in high couture instead of using pins sometimes because it's more exact and more professional. Now put the interface on it. You have to match the border of the interface with the border of the fabric of the top. Keep the 2 borders together, covering the loops line, and pin it. Now stitch on the line we traced before, and when you reach the end of that line, keep the needle inside and turn your fabric to the other side to stitch the another side of the slit. But when you are stitching this side, you have to give a basting stitch only. For that, you have to reduce the tension of your machine to 0 and set the length of your stitch in the biggest size you want. It usually is 5 millimeters. Cut here. This will help you to fold the interface inside properly. And now we are going to mark the points where we are going to attach our buttons. Just match the loops with the other side of the neckline and mark the points like this. And now we are going to open only 2 stitches in every point we marked to make a small hole. That's why we gave a basting stitch. Prepare your buttons. If you don't know how to make it, I will leave you the link in the description box below this video also. Now with a hook, pass it through the hole we just opened and bring the threads of the button inside, pulling it like this. You are going to do the same with all your buttons in every point we marked. Once you have it, pull the threads from the wrong side of the fabric well, and then we are going to give a stitch here because, as you know, as you remember, we gave a basting stitch. Don't forget to change again the tension of your machine and give a stitch here to secure the buttons. If it's difficult for you to make this step in the machine because the buttons are inside, you can do it also by hand. Now we are going to stitch the neckline. The shoulder we don't need to stitch it because once we close our 2 pieces, it will attach itself. Now I am going to make a knot, taking the threads of my buttons like this. Do the same with all, and then make some cuts on the curved seams of the neckline and turn it out. For the back neckline, we are going to attach the interface, stitching only the neckline. The shoulders, leave it because when you attach it also it will attach itself. Make some cuts and turn it inside. Now press everything well. Close your buttons and don't forget to remove the thread we gave to attach the button loops. Press also the back interface and your neckline is ready. I love this design. If you like it also, don't forget to share this video with your friends if you think they will like it. And check the description box below this video because there I will give you useful links to make this neckline, such as the buttons and the loops and the patterns to make the kurti. And keep in touch and don't miss any of my upcoming videos because I am going to show you how to finish this beautiful kurti. If you have any doubt, you can leave me a comment on this video or contact me in any of my networks. You have the links also in the description of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy stitches for everyone, and I will see you the next time.